Today we're going to be filming a tutorial on how to make Kaleo's famous nut milk. All right, so what are the ingredients we need?
It's really simple. We got raw organic almonds, water. This is basically the primary ingredients that you need. However, we will be using some cinnamon, some vanilla extract, and some Hawaiian salt.
Yes. What else do we have here?
Well, this is where the magic happens. This is my nut bag. Right here.
That's it. And then you need a high-powered blender, or what we use is a Vitamix.
I only use a Vitamix. In fact, we don't have much at the house. This actually does everything that we need.
All right. So take us through how to make this nut milk thing.
Rule number 1. 1 cup of nuts for 3 cups of water. Very simple, very easy. We take the almonds and we soak our nuts. Today we're just using almonds. This has been soaking for a day and a half. And this is what your almonds are gonna look like.
But don't be afraid.
Not this time. Okay. I'm gonna put this off to the side. You having fun over there?
I just like the sounds you make.
Am I making sounds?
Yes.
We're gonna
So
have
now
to
you're
watch this
rinsing.
video back and make sure.
You're rinsing the Vitamix.
Yeah, I'm doing a little clean on the Vitamix, thank you. Let's measure out our water. What did I say? No, what was it?
3 cups of water.
3 cups of water for...
1 cup of almonds.
Now that our water's in, we're adding my 1 cup of almonds that we have been soaking for a day and a half. And this is where your high-powered Vitamix comes in handy. Start low. Now what you want to do is just kind of chop it up, and you'll see all the skins of the almonds go on. Leave the skins on. You don't have to take the skins off. Not when you have a blender that's going to do all of this like this. Perfect. After that's done,
This is the fun part.
This is the tedious part. So you get your nut bag. And it's so cool. I wish I knew the name or the company that made this bag.
Where can you find nut bags?
You can find nut bags at any kind of health food store, nut store, or online at Amazon.
Yeah, and they're very, very fine, so you have to be careful that you don't poke through the nut bag.
You definitely want to be as gentle as you can with the nut bag. That is for sure. And now here we have our grounded, but not filtered, almond milk. I pour it right into the bag. Right? Okay. Now, you got these little finger hooks on it too. Thanks for moving that. What you want to do is thumb in there. And you lift the bag up like this. And you see, it's kind of like a cheesecloth. And it's just going to go through. And all you have to really do is loamy the nut bag.
Massage.
Slowly. Now this process takes a minute.
Again, don't squeeze too hard because it'll poke a hole in the nut bag.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing why it's going to take, a minute. But you'll see, this is exactly how we're going to get rid of the pulp. The other day we were at brunch, and I was explaining to a stranger I've never met about how to make your almond milk. And I found myself doing this motion in the air at the table, at the brunch table.
Holding an imaginary nut bag.
I was holding an imaginary nut bag, explaining to him how to do this. And I noticed across the way were this table of girls for brunch looking at us and giggling and laughing. And it was a good moment. Okay, so as you can see, it's getting less and less and less. And then check out this pulp real quick. Look at the pulp that's being left. And I'll tell you what we can do with that in a little bit.
I've made muffins with it before.
Well, I guess we'll tell you now. Yes, what you can do is you can actually put this on a baking sheet and put it in the oven and dry it out. And you can, you just have, yeah, I've been saying actually a lot, it's ridiculous. You can make almond flour out of this, or any kind of nut flour that you want. So now that that's done, we have our pulp. And I'm gonna put our pulp off to the side. So, rinsing out the Vitamix container one more time. We're gonna add back into the container this goodness, which is like the filtered almond milk. It's not like it is. This is where we're able now to add our little other ingredients. I'm gonna add cinnamon. Cinnamon just adds this beautiful flavor to it. And I kind of eyeball it, but that looks like about a tablespoon.
Yeah.
I eyeball this too, but it's usually like about a teaspoon.
Vanilla.
Yep. And then the salt really comes in handy, not necessarily only for the flavor, but for the preservation, because when you're making something like this, it usually spoils pretty quickly.
So what is the shelf life of this batch of?
You really only have like maybe 3 to 4 days.
Yeah,
max.
so the salt actually helps a little bit. 'Cause we've gone, I think, 5 days before without finishing out.
And then if you blend it on low, it's like the lowest setting on this Vitamix, it gets rid of a lot of these air bubbles coming up.
Right,
And then it
'cause
smooths
makes
out the
it
milk.
Foamy.
Yeah, it takes off all that foam. Okay. And then Melanie, you're gonna be our to go.
That is delicious.
Yeah?
Yes.
Good.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So now what I'm gonna do with it actually this morning is we get the cacao bliss.
Sure.
So I'm gonna heat up some water, put it in my coffee mug. I'm gonna use a scoop of cacao bliss. And this is from Organifi and actually Danette May. And it's delicious, it's superfoods, it is so yummy. And I'm gonna put this, I think it's hot water, with the cacao bliss, a little bit of cold brew coffee that Kaleo made, and then some of his almond milk. And that is going to be my treat this morning.
I am so jealous of you because I'm on my 4th day of not eating. And
Yeah.
we'll talk about that at the next show. But anyway, it's super simple, it's easy, and you know what's in it, which is the most important thing. If you go to the supermarket and you look up any almond milk, even like the greatest ones that they have, they're gonna have emulsifiers in it, xanthan gum. They're gonna have all these things that you don't necessarily really need. It really is quick. I mean, it's super fast. The only thing that really takes time is soaking the almonds, but that's just a set and forget situation. And it's just nice to be creative in this sense as well. And you can trick out the recipe. If you don't like cinnamon, use nutmeg. If you don't like vanilla, use any kind of other flavoring that you want to do. And yeah, so I hope you had a great time, and hit us up with any comments or questions.
Thanks.
Hola.